Hello friends, welcome back to my second channel. Welcome to Jack in the Books. Today's video is something which I feel is a little bit overdue because today I am finally going to be setting myself up an account on the Storygraph. The Storygraph is a book social media for big nerds like myself, and because you're here, I'm gonna guess you too. Now you may be thinking, but Jack, aren't you quite an active user of Goodreads? And the answer would be yes. Goodreads is like the OG social media for books. It was set up by a couple who just loved reading and wanted to share their recommendations with their friends. However, all good things eventually get bought out by billionaires. And so Goodreads is owned by Amazon, which you may actually be surprised by. I was shocked when I discovered this because Amazon has a metric shit ton of money, and yet Goodreads has a user interface that looks like it was created in 1999. It's kind of ugly, and for me that was sort of part of the charm, that it was this pretty basic, very community-based social network that just feels very niche and small. Although I think about 90 million users actually use this website, so it isn't actually that small. It also feels like you could be very creative with a website like this. Like, book lovers are so enthusiastic and keen and really want to see their stats and everything like that, and that's something that Goodreads doesn't really give you in much detail. And that is where the Storygraph comes in, and that's why I'm going to be setting that up today. The reason it's taken so long, I think, is because I love the community element of Goodreads, and it sort of felt like once you've loaded everything on there, it would be counterintuitive to start again. I also have a huge community of 70,000 of you guys over there, which makes my account the most followed in the UK this year and the second most followed globally this year, which is mental, by the way. And that's why it weirdly feels like quite a big decision to step over to the other side. But it really does feel like I'm kind of stepping from the darkness to the light. Maybe I'm too dramatic for my own good. And I realized that you can actually import your Goodreads data to the Storygraph. So lots of rambling, but that's the kind of pretext, and let's get going. So I should now be recording my screen. Hopefully you can see that. I just set up my email and password and stuff, and my username is Jack Edwards. And so this is the first thing you see once you've done those details. So step one, let's export my Goodreads library. Right, so I need to retrieve a file from Goodreads and send it to the Storygraph. This feature is such a fucking game changer. Like, the fact that the Storygraph have introduced this is genius. Okay, so I've downloaded that, and then I reckon we just drag and drop to there. Import my Goodreads library, do your magic, let's see. Okay, and they'll email me once it's done. Right, let's set up my reading preferences. Take the survey. What are my favorite genres? I feel like literary fiction, yeah. I love a dystopia. Classics, I would say, yeah. Definitely not self-help. I'm gonna go historical. So there's my lineup: literary, dystopian, classic, poetry, historical. Which of these characteristics do you appreciate the most in books right now? Realistic, real-world settings and storylines, for sure. Strong world building, yes. Love a plot twist. Love something that's character. Oh, you can select up to 3. I was fully like, yes, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so this is gonna be tough. Let's go with high quality writing. I mean, who doesn't like high quality writing? Unreliable / morally ambiguous characters. Wow, everyone who reads books is so fucked up, I love it. To learn about the human experience or behavior. Ooh, I feel like that is why I read. Strong character development, plot heavy. I don't know why I didn't read this list in like a linear way. I'm so chaotically just picking random ones. This is really hard. I'm actually struggling. I'm kind of debating whether it's redundant to pick high quality writing, because like, why would you ever recommend something that is badly written? I really love that there's the option of female authors and female heavy cast of characters. That's really cool. Okay, let's go with that. I don't know why I'm talking about it like my life depends on it. Are there any genres that you don't like? Okay, love that. Okay, don't come for me if I choose your favorite genre here, but this is my account, okay? This is my profile, so I'm gonna put art. I'm torn over whether to select children's or not, because I don't think I read that much children's literature, but sometimes it can be really awesome. I'm just gonna do nothing. That's the easiest thing. I'm gonna select comics, but I like graphic novels, which I think will probably be a different option. Let's check. Okay, yeah, so graphic novel is a separate option. So yeah, I'm gonna click comics. Cookbook, not interested in. Computer science, just out of my league. I wanna say economics, but then maybe this will make me better as a person financially, so maybe I'll keep that on there. Erotica, I really feel is just not my jam. Fantasy, also controversial one, I am just not interested in. I'm sorry. Food and drink, I feel isn't necessarily something I care that much about, nor health. Magical realism, I love. And then video games, also not that fussed about. Okay, cool, loved that. Which of these things, if any, most turn you off a book? Predictable plot, I feel indifferent towards, because sometimes a predictable plot is just because the book is happy and fuzzy, and my heart isn't completely made of stone. Unlikable characters, I kind of love reading about. Poor writing, definitely. I think the only one I'm going to click here is poor writing, because I'm pretty open-minded, to be honest, and I wouldn't want this to rule out a book that I could potentially love just because it has like one really gory scene or it's a bit dense. Like, some of us are dense and that's fine. Complete this sentence. I am never/rarely in the mood for books that are... Can I just pause here and say, this is so clearly made by someone who just freaking loves books and it's infectious. I really love the fact that this has been created by a book lover and it feels like book lovers are at the forefront here. I'm never in the mood for books that are relaxing. I feel like I'm pretty fine with all of these, so I'm gonna leave that blank. Oh, they want more from me? Jeez, do you want my postcode and my mother's maiden name? Tell us about the kind of books you like to read. The best recommendations are generated when your answer is a simple, comma-separated list of the things you're looking for. It's very important that you don't mention anything you don't want to read about, and that is in red, which tells me that many people have done the wrong thing here. Think about the last book you loved. God, this is really making me think. I'm gonna say diverse characters, world literature. I'd also quite like it to be under 300 pages, but I feel like we can't really specify that here. So update preferences, and let's see. Oh, right, straight away, Homegoing is the first recommendation it gave me, and I freaking loved that book. So that is proving to me that this is great. Middlesex, Home by Toni Morrison. The Vegetarian is on my wish list, so that's really cool. The Shore Improvement. Trust Exercise is another one that I've been told I would like. So if someone in my real, actual life who actually knows actual me, actually, has also recommended me that book, I feel like this is pretty accurate. Emissary, The Woman of Brewster Place. Manhattan Transfer is a book that I loved. The Sky Over Lima, multiple choice. The Ship of Fools. I haven't heard of many of these, so this is really exciting. And the best thing about Goodreads is the reading challenge, and lo and behold, the Storygraph has one. So let's set up a reading goal for 2021. On Goodreads, my goal at the beginning of the year was 125, so I'm gonna set that for this one too. Okay, so time has in fact passed. It's been a couple of hours, but I got an email saying that my Goodreads stuff has been imported to the Storygraph. So I'm also exporting a video on here, by the way, so there's a lot going on, but let's have a look. So you can see the books that I'm currently reading. Rodham, slow paced is correct. I'm bored shitless, not gonna lie. So that's cool, because obviously that data I imported onto Goodreads. So now let's check my profile. Mainly reads fiction books that are reflective, emotional, and informative. Interesting. Typically chooses slow-paced books that are under 300 pages long. I definitely agree on under 300 pages, but slow-paced is interesting. You've also got my to-read pile and my read recently. So you got Malibu Rising, Loveless, Exciting Times, my 5-star reads, how far I am on my 2021 reading goal. Oh, video's done exporting. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Okay, so this is what I'm most intrigued by. My reading stats. Oh damn, okay. Wow, reflective is a really big chunk. And emotional too. What does that say about me? It's funny how we have emotional and lighthearted. So obviously there's a bit of balance that's going on there. Informative, adventurous surprises me, because I almost put that as one of the things that I didn't think I was that interested in. Okay, tense is my lowest, as is hopeful and relaxing. Oh dear. That is really fascinating. Okay, this is about the pace. So it's quite rare that I read fast-paced books. Huh. Maybe I should fix that. All medium to slow-paced. I feel like that's because I read a lot of literary fiction, which is generally quite, I guess, more slow-paced than, let's say, like a thriller or like a crime drama kind of thing. Page number, yeah, quite. You can see my big book fear going on there. If it's above 500 pages, I just don't want to read it, not gonna lie. Well, I probably think about reading it, but just never will. Way more fiction than non-fiction. In fact, I'm surprised that isn't higher. 28 books of non-fiction and 63 fiction. I guess it's because I've read a few memoirs and books for videos. I think all of the non-fiction books in there are books I've read for videos rather than books I've read like for pleasure. And yeah, there it is, literary fiction, my number one. I knew myself pretty well. I did not realize how much LGBTQIA plus fiction that I read, but that's really cool. Obviously up there we've got contemporary classics, poetry, historical, fantasy is confusing me. What books come under that? Okay, these are very, very light fantasy. Yeah, okay. And also a lot of books that I've read for videos. I love that you can click on them though. That's so fun. What's my lowest genre? Crime. Yeah, knew it. Frog music. And I hated that book as well, so says it all, doesn't it? Horror one. Music one. What was the music book? The Marvels. You see, that does make sense. I'm surprised travel is low. Eat, Pray, Love. Let's pretend that never happened. Number of books and pages. Ooh, I've been getting progressively worse every month. Damn, I need to get reading some more. I was absolutely flying in March. Wow. I also love that you can see books read, but also pages read, because obviously that doesn't always transfer, but this is absolutely fascinating. Oh, and I'm a big 4-star reviewer, and I give 2 stars more regularly than 5 stars. Damn. I feel like that just shows you some of the books that I've read this year for different reading challenges. Well, this has been great. Already love this, and I can't wait to see what my reading stats are by the end of the year. I can also see that there's a community tab and the home screen. I can definitely see that this website is still being developed and it will continue getting better and better. I will leave the link to my profile down below. I assume you can follow it, but I don't actually know. Oh, and also you can enjoy extra features and help keep the Storygraph independent by signing up to our Plus plan. I'm going to do that right now. But thank you for watching this video. I hope that this has shown you that there is a Goodreads alternative, a book social media that is independently owned, which is so community-based and so crafted for book lovers. I'm really, really excited about this and cannot wait to continue using it. I think there's also an app which I'm going to download, and yeah, you can go follow me at Jack Edwards. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye!